Today on Airborne, Farnborough opens amid high expectations for Boeing and Airbus. XCOR is moving its headquarters to Midland, Texas, and Tiger is off again in search of Amelia Earhart. I'm Ashley Hale. Welcome to Airborne on Aero TV. As we were wrapping up production of today's Airborne, our newsroom got a late breaking story. Jim Campbell is here to report.
Well, hold the press. Oh, wait a second. We don't have presses anymore. Okay, let's put it this way. We've got major news. In this case, another U.S. aviation company has entered into an agreement with a Chinese company, and this one's a major surprise. This time, it's Hawker Beech. Yup, that Hawker Beech. The company announced Monday that it had executed an exclusivity agreement with Beijing-based aerospace manufacturer Superior Aviation Beijing, calling the deal a, quote, strategic combination, unquote. If the transaction is completed, Superior says it intends to maintain HBC's existing operations, but will also invest, quote, substantial capital, unquote, in the company and its business and general aviation product lines. That, they say, will save thousands of American jobs, including those in Wichita and Little Rock. Superior will acquire Hawker Beech for $1.79 billion and make payments over the next 6 weeks to support ongoing jet-related operations, which will help HBC to sustain the jet business until the close of the transaction, thus preserving significant future opportunity for growth. In announcing the move, CEO Steve Miller cited Superior's previous experience operating a U.S. business, as well as its demonstrated ability to quickly restore a business to profitability after emerging from Chapter 11. Hawker Chairman Bill Boyster said that the bid for the company was the best one to be received during the strategic review process, and the plan going forward offered the most continuity for the business, allowing HBC to preserve jobs, product lines, and its ability to maintain commitments to its customers. Perhaps acknowledging the overtly sensitive nature of the military side of the business, the deal does not, repeat, not include Hawker Beechcraft Defense Company, which would remain a separate entity. HBDC will continue to operate the successful T-6 trainer program and pursue final certification of the AT-6 light attack aircraft. We'll have probably a bit more of this in the next edition of Airborne this Friday. Keep an eye out for it. For the Aero News Network, Aero TV, and Airborne, I'm Jim Campbell.
Boeing opened the Farnborough Air Show today with news that Air Lease Corporation has placed a firm order for 60 737 MAX 8s and 15 MAX 9s, with an option for an additional 25 aircraft. This marks the first order for the MAX by a leasing company and sets the stage for a competitive Farnborough show between Boeing and Airbus. General Electric's aircraft leasing division is also expected to place orders with Boeing this week. The 737 MAX is Boeing's move to update its single-aisle model to remain competitive with the Airbus A320, most recently updated as the A320neo. The 737 MAX is a new engine variant of the world's best-selling airplane and built on the strength of today's next-generation 737. Airbus enters Farnborough hot off its announcement of plans to build a new facility in Mobile, Alabama. And the Wall Street Journal says the plane maker could announce deals this week that will double its orders to date. On the air show side of the event, the Avro Vulcan opened the air show today with the British Red Arrows. This could be the final appearance of the Vulcan at Farnborough, as 2013 may be the aircraft's final flying season. Meanwhile, Reuters reports that Sikorsky in the U.S. has signed a 5-year, $7.3 billion deal to supply the United States Army, Navy, and Marines with more H-60 Black Hawk helicopters and other versions of the utility Helo. The procurement deal runs through 2016. XCOR, which is developing the Lynx suborbital spacecraft, has confirmed a partial move out of Mojave, California for Midland, Texas. The Midland City Council and the Midland Development Corporation have approved a $10 million incentive package for the commercial space company. The incentive package establishes XCOR's corporate headquarters in Midland, according to a report in the Midland Reporter Telegram. However, sources at XCOR said that the company is, quote, expanding into Midland and not decamping from Mojave entirely. XCOR will establish their new R&D center at Midland International Airport in a recently renovated 60,000 square foot hangar, which will include office space and a test facility. XCOR said that Midland has been on its short list for a while, citing a business-friendly climate as well as open space around Midland International Airport. XCOR COO Andrew Nelson also said the weather was an enticement. It is aviation's greatest mystery. What happened to Amelia Earhart? A group of scientists and salvage experts are again steaming towards the Kiribati Atoll of Nikumaroro aboard a research vessel because they believe they know the answer to the 75-year-old mystery. Tom Patton picks up the story.
Tiger, the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, has long held that Earhart and navigator Fred Noonan landed their Lockheed Electra on a reef just off the island's coast, and that they survived for a short time on the tiny speck in the Pacific. The airplane, they speculate, went over the edge of the reef into deeper water. The Wall Street Journal reports that artifacts which have been found on the island could have belonged to Earhart or Noonan, but no definitive evidence has been found. Rick Gillespie, the founder and executive director of the group, said the wreckage, quote, ought to be right down there, but added the only way to know for sure is to go look, and there's no guarantee they'll find anything off the coast of Nikumaroro. Working through the U.S. State Department, the Kiribati government has signed an agreement with Tiger to work with the group should anything be found. At least one other group looking for Earhart's plane thinks Tiger is searching in the wrong area. That group plans to mount its third expedition to Howland Island later this year. Earhart and Noonan were thought to be near Howland when their plane went down. The Tiger team plans to spend about 10 days on site searching for the long-lost Electra. For Airborne, I'm Tom Patton.
You're watching Airborne on Aero TV. We're back with more in a moment, including our Aero video of the week that will make your spirits soar.
Since its inception, Redbird Flight Simulations has been dedicated to developing new training technologies and processes in an ongoing effort to make aviation safer, more affordable, and more accessible. Consider Redbird's flagship flight training device, the FMX, a superior quality, full-motion, feature-rich advanced aviation training device priced with real-world flight training organizations in mind. With standard features that are anything but standard, such as wraparound visuals, a fully enclosed cockpit, quick change configurations, scenario-based training compatibility, and of course, an electric motion platform, the FMX serves up a level of realism that is simply unavailable in other training devices on the market. For more information on Redbird flight simulations, the Redbird FMX, and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulations.com.
Welcome back. If you'd like to suggest a story for Airborne, Aero TV, our website, or podcast, send us an email to news-by@aero-news.net. Any merger between AMR Corporation, the parent of American Airlines and American Eagle, and U.S. Airways Group would be unlikely before the end of the year, according to U.S. Airways CEO Doug Parker. The message was sent in a 4th of July note to the airline's employees. U.S. Airways has made no secret of its desire to make a formal bid for the struggling legacy carrier as it exits from Chapter 11 bankruptcy. But AMR recently asked a judge for more time to work on that exit strategy, which Parker said would delay any formal bid. He said it was important to respect the bankruptcy process. Reuters reports that Parker said that, quote, there is no urgency to merge, end quote. Some of American's unions had called on the airline's management to open merger talks with U.S. Airways, but American's pilots union recently reached an agreement with the airline, and management is again talking with its flight attendants and mechanics. Since declaring bankruptcy, American has held that it wants to emerge from the process as a standalone carrier, but has agreed to at least explore the possibility of merging with another airline. The FAA has agreed to a request from several California legislators to hold a town hall-style meeting in Los Angeles on the subject of noise generated by helicopter traffic. According to a report in the Los Angeles Daily News, the meeting will be held during the first week in August, though a specific day and location have not been released. The purpose of the meeting is to hear from residents and community groups about how noise from helicopter operations affects them. The FAA will be seeking information about areas where the noise is loudest and which companies make the most noise. The agency will hear from helicopter operators in separate meetings at a later date. This collaborative community effort is an important step in broader efforts to institute rules regarding the flight paths and altitudes of helicopters flying over residential neighborhoods. You can bet the residents of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, will be watching these proceedings closely, as these East Coast NIMBYs are battling a new helicopter tour ride operation in their neighborhoods. And now it's time for our AVW, the Aero Video of the Week.
Brutally simple. A regatta start with all the planes abreast.
This week, we go airborne on silent wings for a stunning as well as unique view of sailplanes. To find this video, search YouTube for Sailplane Grand Prix in the Andes and select the 12-minute version. Remember, if you have a suggestion for a future AVW, you can always send us a link to news-spy@aero-news.net. Finally, on today's Airborne, 2 California men have found themselves in the clutches of the National Park Service and the Coast Guard after using a homemade drone helicopter equipped with a high-def camera for a documentary project. Bay Area TV station KTVU reports on its website that filmmaker Chris Gonzalez said he was just making a documentary about the city of Sausalito when he, photographer Bruce Paquette, and his miniature chopper and video were seized by the feds. The men were filming from a boat off Alcatraz. Footage from the seized helo showed the helicopter operator buzzing people on the deck and disturbing federally protected nesting birds. FAA regulations say model aircraft are to be used for safe fun only. Otherwise, remote-controlled aircraft are only allowed under strict research and development guidelines. Apparently, filmmaker Gonzalez needs help in understanding the rules, as he told KTVU, quote, "They need to regulate it, put strict regulations on it because you can't hide from the technology. People are going to do it regardless." Don't forget, we'll be bringing you live coverage of Oshkosh again this year with daily airborne programs Monday through Friday, July 23rd through the 27th at 8 p.m. Central Time. We hope you'll join us. And please remember, Airborne is now seen twice weekly, Tuesdays and Fridays, here on Aero TV. Quick, concise, and convenience, you're always up to date when you're airborne with Aero TV. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.